The setting sun signaled the rise of a new threat.
Fear swept through the valley as the invasion began.
The legendary Guardian accepted his destiny. A tide of the undead spilled forth from the shadows. He was the shield between the living and the dead. The invaders rushed the fragile defenses. The ancient text awoke, forging a barrier of light. The Guardian readied his sacred blade for the fight. The floodgates were broken. The village was breached. The sword of protection unleashed its light. The force of the hero drove the invaders backward. The relentless tide attempted to overwhelm the defender. Armor and blade held them the line against the biting horde. The infected sought to flank from above. The sacred energy pulsed, driving back the corruption. The force sent bodies tumbling into the darkness. For every one that fell, another took its place. The light of the village fought against the enveloping shadows. The final stand was set in the heart of the village. The circle closed, leaving no path for retreat. The deadly dance of the blade began. A swarm made contact, clinging to the armor. An earth-shaking strike to buy crucial seconds. The ground shockwave threw the invaders skyward. The infection warped into a powerful, hideous mutation. A swift and terrifying new threat approached. The warriors' movements were a dance of precision. The legendary blade found its target with divine precision. But the infection held powerful, dark magic. King Kong sought the weakness in the creature's dark power. The Horde used the village structures for a coordinated attack. The sacred text protected its wielder from harm. The inferno spread, consuming the peaceful homes. Humanity's guardian risked all for the innocent. The final crushing wave of the infected. The scripture reached its peak, ready for the final defense. A crescent of light carved a path through the horde. Dozens were struck down in a single, devastating blow. The powerful mutant stepped forward, enraged by the resistance. The warrior charged, a force of nature against the mutation. The mutant answered the charge with an earth-shattering blow. The spiritual shield held firm against the violent concussive force. The collateral damage mounted rapidly. The mutant found its mark, securing a crippling hold. The blade secured his swift, painful release. New invaders scaled the remaining defenses. A warrior moved to intercept the flanking force. A wide, sweeping cut cleared the immediate threat. The village was a ruin, bathed in the red glow of fire. The sacred text warned of a colossal new threat. From the smoke and ruin, a giant stepped forth. The hero braced for the true challenge of the night. The colossal brute destroyed anything in its path. Agility triumphed over sheer, brute momentum. The enraged giant blindly thrashed the environment. A column of sacred light enveloped the defender. The holy light was purification against the corrupted flesh. The brute recognized the threat, setting its sight on the Guardian. Two forces of power charged for the decisive confrontation. The cold moon shone down on the battlefield. Though weary, the resolve of the hero remained unwavering. The giant prepared to strike once more. King Cog wove a powerful net of spiritual defense. The brute's force met the immovable spiritual power. A spinning, focused blow aimed at the giant's heart. The wound opened, spilling the dark corruption within. The grave itself opened to release more foul invaders. The audio begins with a massive, resonant stomp that causes a loud, deep, earth-shattering... A surprise attack launched from the shadows. The swift blade intercepted the aerial threat. The brute's fury destroyed the village's life source. A final barrier to guard the last remaining refuge. Yet the monster's sheer power strained the defenses. The supreme attack was channeled through the sacred text. The cleansing light struck the monster's core. Miraculously, the beast withstood the celestial blast. The horde formed a living, desperate shield for their giant leader. A new horror was born from the collective corruption. Undaunted by the sheer scale of the new monstrosity, the final giant stepped into the fray. The whole scripture summoned the ultimate defense. The monster defied the light of the moon itself. The giant desperately tried to dislodge its tiny attacker. A sacred text was pressed against the core of the corruption. Holy light enveloped the monstrous form. The monster was purified from the inside out. The corruption was expelled in a final, cataclysmic burst. The final wave of the infected turned to dust. The warrior returned to the quieted earth. The colossal giant fell into final defeat. Its monstrous form was cleansed and returned to the dust. The long, terrible night yielded to a profound silence. The victory was won, but the scars remained. From the shadows, the hopeful survivors emerged. They knew their defender had saved them all. The hero quietly accepted their silent gratitude. The darkness receded as the light of dawn returned. The scars were visible, but the village was whole. His vigilance ushered in a hard-won new day. And King Kong stood as the eternal guardian of the valley.